Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Saturday Morning Collectibles. For my first video of 2022, I thought why not do a top 10 toy recap of my favorite toys that I was able to pick up in 2021. This was really tough. This is the first video that I've ever had to do like this. I've watched a lot of other YouTubers do it and thought, oh man, that must be really easy or a lot easier than what they're making out it to be. But it's truly not. It is really difficult. So I'm going to start out given some honorable mentions, and then we will go through my top 10. Please don't grill me too much if you guys disagree or have a different order, or maybe if you're surprised with something that I had in my top 10 or that I left out that should have been there. Please let me know in the comments. All right, let's get into it. All right, I want to get started with a few honorable mentions. And to kick us off, although these aren't really toys, I do delve into the Funko Pop line every once in a while, so I wanted to at least throw these in here as honorable mentions. There were a couple that I could easily put into my top 10 collectibles of the year, but I wanted to keep that strictly to modern toys. So the first top left is Darkwing Duck. I already had that pop, but I was finally able to get it signed by one of my childhood idols, Jim Cummings, who voiced Darkwing Duck. It was my favorite one of my favorite cartoons growing up. That came on in the 90s, and also I love the video game too. I don't know if you guys remember that video game from the regular Nintendo, but great game. Got me to fall in love with the character. So I was really happy to meet Jim. Great guy. If you see the signature, it says, "Brad, let's get dangerous, Darkwing Duck," which is his main tagline. We have Kevin Eastman, one of the co-creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, along with Peter Laird. He was able to sign and also remark with Metalhead for this Metalhead Funko Pop, which I thought was just so cool. We have Chase of Ron Swanson. I don't share this too much on my channel, but I do love Parks and Rec and The Office, so there's a couple here that I think is just hilarious and gives me great memories of some of my favorite episodes from both of these shows. So the first is Hunter Ron, where he gets shot in the head. It's a great episode. If you guys haven't watched either of these series, please give them a watch. Next is Mose, Dwight Schrute's cousin. If you guys haven't seen this episode, it's when him and Ryan go on their ritual where Dwight is trying to teach him how to do a sales pitch for Ryan's first sales pitch, and he brings him out to his farm and into a barn where he has to wrestle Fear to the ground, and Fear happens to be his cousin Mose. I just think that's so funny. But here's some honorable mentions on Funko Pops. All right, some other honorable mentions were the loose Playmates vintage Ninja Turtles that I was able to find through a few different conventions throughout the year and also through Facebook Marketplace. But on the far left is the Dark Donatello, which if you guys got the Loot Crate Series 2 NECA line from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, then you know that's coming. So I can't wait for that NECA product. And then the far two on the right, the Michelangelo and Donatello, are from the Universal line, which I got very fortunate, got both of them for great deals, and hopefully I can get Raph and Leo this year to finish them out. All right, and the last couple honorable mentions are my vintage mint on card that I was able to pick up this year. I got more than this, but these two were just some of the best ones I got. So on the right, you see vintage Leonardo, 1988. It is the 10 back as well, so very hard to get these, especially in this good a condition, but I was able to get a great deal on Facebook, and it actually rounded out all four brothers. So now I have all four brothers mint on card 10 back from 1988, which I think is really special. And then on the left is something that I thought I would never be able to get, and this is probably the holy grail for me for Masters of the Universe mint on card, and it's Tongue Lasher. And this one came out in 1985, so it's a very old figure. But just growing up, he was one of my favorite loose figures to play with. I have so many cool memories of just playing with him as a child. And on the back, you have the little swivel to make his tongue go in and out. Just thought that was so cool as a kid. And he's purple, which is my favorite color, so that doesn't hurt. I do have one final honorable mention, and this is with the new Playmates line that Walmart's putting out. They're putting out so far they put out the four brothers from the original retro line. The cars look very similar to the ones that they originally came out with in 1988. But something I think is even better is the vintage vehicles. So far we have the Turtle Van and the Blimp. So again, These almost made it into my top 10 for modern toys since they did come out this year. But I think the other 10 just edge them out, and this one just slightly, these two slightly fall out of my top 10. But I think the box art alone just puts them into that honorable mention category. Number 10 on my list is the Super 7 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Donatello. This is my first Ninja Turtle figure from Super 7, and my first impressions are that it's fantastic and it's a great figure. I don't know that I'm going to get any more of this line just because they can get costly, and I'm already in the deep end with the NECA cartoon TMNT line. So this just pops right out of the box. If you guys have the vintage Playmate figure, you know that the main sculpt is that exact same replica, except actually better, I think. It's a lot bigger than the replica. I do like the alternate head that you get, which is part of, if I open it, which I probably will be the head that I use. I mean, the bow staffs look extremely accurate. You also get the vintage toy, or the vintage weapons, and it's hard to see because they're in the background, but they are there. The box itself also pops. You get like the bricks at the top and the TMNT logo there, and Super 7 just does a really great job with their design on their packaging. Number 9 on my list has to be the TMNT NECA Channel 6 crew. This is some figures that I did not have as a kid on the Playmates line, so I was super thrilled to be able to get them this way. This was the 2021 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so it's going to be, I would imagine, highly collectible. I think they are coming out to Target relatively soon, but they were first exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con. You get a lot of accessories here, including cameras and scenery in the background, and just a lot of cool accessories. You get all the main characters from the news crew. Again, something that I never thought that I would be able to own, and we got it. So NECA's doing a great job with this. So this came in at number 9 solely because of the characters, when not having them before. Also got a t-shirt with it, a lanyard, a pin, a poster, all that I'll be reviewing soon. But with all that together, I think this deserves in the top 10 with spot at number 9. Number 8 is the TMNT NECA Chrome Dome. I don't know if you guys watched my earlier review of this guy, but I was super impressed with how NECA did with this one. The attention to detail is fantastic. It is a huge figure. It just pops on my shelf. The way I have him posed in my shelf is holding on to Michelangelo like he's squeezing him, and it's just such a great versatile toy, and one that I think if you are a TMNT collector, especially the cartoon collector, it's a must own, especially as a display piece. So this deservedly gets a spot at number 8. Number 7 on my list also comes from NECA. This one comes from the Gargoyles line, and this is the first in the line. This is Goliath, and I just love this figure. I did watch the cartoon recently with my boys from the 90s, the Gargoyles cartoon. So if you guys haven't watched that and have Disney Plus, give it a watch. But this guy, again, just pops. It's one of these figures that, because of its size, this thing is huge, especially with the wingspan, that you guys are going to want it just for the eye appeal that it's going to give in your toy collecting room. But also, I mean, the attention to detail is really great. Here is his face. I mean, that sculpt is just, I mean, very good. There's another one with him angry, but I wanted to have this face because I wanted to have him reading his book. It did come with a lot of accessories too, which I think is good. But I'm really looking forward to what NECA is going to do with the rest of this line. They've already teased a lot of other toys in this line coming out next year. So yeah, I'm happy to see what they're going to do and where they're going to go with this line. So this is number 7. Coming in at number 6, this guy just came out of nowhere. This actually isn't my toy. This is my son's toy. We all love Jurassic Park here at my house. And this Colossal Indominus Rex is the name of this toy. They had a sale at Target for it, and I had to get it for my son. This guy is huge. I can't tell if you can tell by the camera, but he's just massive. He's got great posability. His mouth, if I can get it to work here on camera without knocking him over. Yeah, you can see. It's something really cool, I think, about this. as it goes back. You can put, like, he's eating things, and it goes all the way back, and there's a lever down here that you can press underneath his stomach and to get all the toys out that he has eaten. So I just think this is awesome. This could make for some awesome toy photography later this year, which I'm hoping to get into. But oh man, this guy again is just so cool. Well done, Jurassic Park. If you guys are fans of Jurassic Park in any of those movies, Jurassic World, then you guys got to be happy with the toys that came out in 2020 and the ones that are going out in 2021. It's 2022. My goodness. The ones that came out in 2021 and also what they're going to be doing in 2022. Because this line's not going anywhere with a new movie coming out. But again, this guy is just awesome. I'm so glad that I got it for my son. Again, this is the Colossal Indominus Rex from Target. And he comes in at number 6 on my list. Okay, top 5 time. This is where it starts getting really difficult for me. At any point, depending on when you ask me, these top 5 could probably be interchangeable. So I just had to go with my gut for right now. So number 5 is the Turtles in Disguise that came out earlier 2021 from NECA. When this first came out, this thing was super hard to find. NECA fortunately did put it up for pre-order on their website, so it gave everybody a chance to get it that couldn't get it when it came out on in Target at retail. But again, if you're a fan of the Turtles, the cartoons from the Turtles, then this has to be a must-own for you, especially with the disguises. I mean, this is the first that we're ever getting this true disguise form from the Turtles. You get all 4. It also came with new heads. You get hats with them, coats, pants. So, I mean, there's so many reasons why this deserves a top 5. From being just a new sculpt to being new accessories that you didn't get from the 80s and 90s. And it's just really great product that NECA put out. That's a theme on this video here. It's this NECA. I love NECA and everything they're doing right now for many of their product lines. But this is number 5. Number 4 on my list, another product from Super 7. This is the second one I got this year, and this was actually the first one that got to me. But it is Big Bag Toy Store exclusive Mumm-Ra from their Thundercats line, and this is exclusive because it glows in the dark. So if you guys saw my earlier review of this, you know how much, again, that I love this figure. It's got interchangeable heads. It's got a lot of accessories. If you guys are fans of the Thundercats show that was released in the 80s, I know I was. This is a must-own. This is the big bad villain in that show. And he features in one of my favorite episodes with Cheetara, who is my favorite in the Heroes line of the Thundercats. And I have her on pre-order also, and she should be coming in Q2 of 2022. So I can't wait to get her and review her. But let me just show the glow real quick. I'm going to get my black light. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell that real well, but the black light just makes this guy pop even more. It's awesome. All right, this is number 4, Mumm-Ra. Number 3 on my list, the 4 Punk Frogs from the NECA TMNT cartoon line. Most of my videos, or my early videos, early last year, you guys would hear me say that I was looking forward to these figures. The first 2 came out in a 2-pack. The next 2 came out in a 2-pack later on in the year. So I wasn't able to get all 4 of them till later in the year, but I was so happy to get all 4 of them. This is one of my favorite episodes from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, which is when they go down to the swamp and Leatherhead's down there and the mutagen can gets spilled into the river, and the 4 frogs get mutated by it and come and mutate into these 4 punk frogs that initially start out as evil and then get turned good. But if you guys collected the punk frogs from the late 80s, early 90s Playmates line, you know they look nothing like this. So this is the first time that we've ever gotten cartoon accurate punk frogs. And again, just so happy to have all 4. So all 4 I'm putting collectively as my number 3. Number 2, and I hope you guys don't say that I'm cheating on this one. Technically, this one came out in Q4 of 2020, I think, is when we were able to pre-order it, but mine didn't come to me till January of 2021. So you know what? I'm counting it as a figure for me for 2021. It came out extremely early in the year for me, but this is probably one of NECA's best designs that they've ever done in their line. And this is Secret of the Ooze, TMNT 2, Tokka, and Rahzar. And these guys, the sculpt on them is just so accurate. Never thought that we would get anything like this, by the way. Out of the 3 Ninja Turtle movies that came out in the late 80s, early 90s, Secret of the Ooze is actually my favorite. I don't know, I just liked it a lot better than obviously it was better than the third one. Third one was hot garbage in my opinion. But the first one, it was really good. But I just think Secret of the Ooze is just a little bit better. So number 2 on my list is Tokka and Rahzar from NECA, from their Secret of the Ooze product. And lastly, my number 1 figure for 2021 is the Pizza Monster from NECA. This was a figure that I ordered in Q2 of 2021, and it got here literally last week, so I didn't know that I was able to I didn't know that if I was gonna even be able to put it in my 2021 video top 10. But as soon as I got it and reviewed it, I knew I had to. And just thinking on it earlier today, I just had to put it number 1. The design, the box design is fantastic. It reminds me so much of the classic VHS box. The accessories, while not many, they are very specific to the cartoon episode, and they make the figure pop even more. With the pizza box that opens and closes, you get the pizza pie, you get a miniature version of this guy, and just like the Punk Fraud episodes and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Disguise episodes, this is also one of my favorite episodes from the TMNT cartoon line. So I'm a little biased, but this guy, he pops on the shelf. If you guys are fans of the TMNT cartoon line, he is a must-own, I feel like, kind of like the Colossal Chrome Dome. Both of them are extremely tall and bulky, and they just pop on your shelf. And I think they're must-owns for fans of the TMNT cartoon line. Okay, thanks for sticking with me to the end. Sorry for being very long-winded. I wanted to give each of the figures their due diligence and talk about them as best as I could. Tell me again in the comments what you guys thought. Was I completely crazy? Did you love my order? Would you guys switch anything around? Were you guys surprised by anything in my top 10? Anything that surprised you that I might have left out? I kept it to the ones that I purchased this year, so I'm sure there were better collectibles, but just didn't fit the line that I was looking for, or that I'm currently collecting. So again, the top 10 for me was products that I'm currently collecting in my line. But yeah, again, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that notification bell, make sure to like, make sure to comment. And again, looking forward to some awesome things in 2022. Really looking forward to hitting some new milestones and seeing where we're able to go. All right, talk to you later. Bye.